You woke up today and decided you want to live a life of deepest fulfillment. So you're going to go in and quit your job and start doing what you really want to be doing. Okay, but hold on a second. Just know this, that life may not look exactly like the life that you're living right now. Let's unpack that. Welcome to the Inspire series. My name is Sylvia Mordini, and I am the founder of Life Inspired. So there are trade-offs. If you are looking for a freedom lifestyle, location freedom, time freedom, well, there are ways to achieve that and experience that. But in order to receive that, you may be looking at a situation where you may be letting go of some of the extra comforts that you've been living with. And is that a fair trade-off? Well, I think so. There's so many privileges that we often have that are not totally necessary. There are things that fall into the nice to have category. I had a much bigger house. I had multiple houses. I had a nicer car. I had a lot more stuff. And I happily traded some of that in order to have greater freedom and fulfillment. For me, the mathematics of it, the equation completely worked. But what I think that we're not talking about enough these days is, in order to trade out your corporate career, your job at a desk, for becoming an entrepreneur or following your passion for the arts, that thinking that you're going to go into it and experience the same financial gain from here to there may not be the case. When you're starting things up, it takes a little while to build up that same level. And even with side hustles and doing things at the same time, and that's what I did. I kept my corporate job, and for 4 years I started my business. Then we didn't even call it a side hustle, but that's what you would have called it today. I started a yoga studio. I was teaching yoga, and then I did both. Until then, I felt like it was strong enough to take off. But 4 years, I did both. It wasn't today I decide, tomorrow I quit my job, and now I'm going to make the same amount of money. It wasn't that way. And here's the other part of that. Is it even realistic to demand that this life that we're living has to look exactly identical to the new life that we want and all the creature comforts? Or think about it. Are you willing to give up some of that extra stuff in order to have more of what's fulfilling and purposeful? And it feels like it's bringing you greater joy, but it doesn't have the same monetary value. The mistake that we're seeing out there in the world is, too often you have a lot of people that are saying, hey, get out of the matrix, quit your day job, and go do anything that you want to do. And they're promising that if you're making this amount of money, you'll be making that amount of money or more over here. But that is not the case for many or most people. So don't get starry-eyed by seeing the rarities in social media of like, oh my gosh, look, I was doing this, I was working as an attorney, and now look, I'm like a 7-figure entrepreneur. That's going to be the rarity. That is not going to be the norm. And I just want you to know that, so that your expectations are realistic. And then that can be a deciding factor as to what you do at this season of your life. Because there are different points in our lives where we can take more risk or are willing to do with less. And other times we want more comfort and we want more stability. And that's okay. But as long as you have the information and you're not just buying in to this fairy tale that anything you're doing now, you can just do it over here and make more money, but have all the time off in the world. You're going to be working an hour a day. You're going to be sitting on the beach. You're going to be relaxing and going on long bike rides and taking long naps in the afternoon and putting your feet up by the pool. That's not true. In order to get something else started, you're going to have to work very, very hard, and that will require some extra hours. And there's no guarantee. You may put in more hours than you ever did at your regular office job in your new endeavor, but you may enjoy them more. So it may not feel like work. You may never feel like you actually have a jobby job ever again if you're enjoying it so much. But the enjoyment doesn't always equate to the financial gain, right? And how you're rewarded financially. So the promise shouldn't be this or this and everything around it is all the same. It could be this or this, but know that this is going to be different. And that includes the lifestyle factors. So hold to heart that this is a decision that you can sit with. Don't be in any haste or hurry to quit a job. Stability, consistency, feeling grounded go far towards your mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical health so that you have the energy in order to be working and creating this other thing over here, whatever it is that you want to call it. And I also want you to consider that when you're creating, whether it's a business or it's an experience or it's art or it's music, it doesn't all have to be for profit. Your fulfillment may come from creating a whole business that's a nonprofit or creating art and beauty in the world that it's not for monetary gain at all. And that's okay too, but it affords you great fulfillment and you're passionate about it. And then that makes the jobby job even more worthwhile. So don't just hear what people are trying to sell you on all these 7-figure salaries overnight. That's just not the reality. And it's not going to be the reality for most people. So get serious about what your expectations are and what your needs are at this time of your life. And then look in the 3-year window if there's more flexibility now or towards that 3rd year, or when could you afford to take more risks or to make more changes? Or are you ready to downshift your lifestyle? Not get the latest clothes, not live in the biggest homes, not get the new car, not go out to all the fancy dinners, but find your entertainment in companionship and friendship, community, and nature, and doing all the things that don't cost money. And is that a worthwhile trade-off to you? So this is all food for thought, because I don't know that it's always possible to take on an enormous change in our life and think that nothing is going to change around us. Of course it's going to change. And that's pretty exciting, but I just want you to be prepared. So this has been the Inspire series with Sylvia Mordini. I'm the founder of Life Inspired, and I hope that this has got you thinking about how you look at where you're at now and where you're going, and that maybe now this will cause you to make different decisions, and that that's okay. So from my heart to your heart to the heart of the universe, may you love yourself, love your day, and love your life. And if inspired, please subscribe to my channel. I would so appreciate you for doing that. Have a great one.